The Codex of Umbral Lineage would record that the great mingling of the chalk and the mud, once permitted as a cosmic experiment, eventually bore a consequence unforeseen by even the higher powers. The mixed peoples, no longer content to be subjects of observation or pawns in ancient feuds, formed a coalition of their own. They were a force of hybrid vigor, a concentration of diverse essences that created a new kind of spiritual resonance. This unified, complex frequency did not merely disrupt the old orders, it sent a deep thrum through the bedrock of creation itself. It was this thrum that awoke them. From tectonic depths that had been static since the world's formation, a class of demons older than memory began to stir. They were the rough demons, beings of jagged rock and raw, unrefined force, entities of such immense and primal power that they had entered a state of slumber eons ago, their sheer presence a threat to the soft, developing world. They owed their awakening to the higher powers, whose initial experiment had unknowingly created the key that unlocked their prison. This awakening ignited a terrible war. The mixed peoples, empowered by their newfound unity, clashed against the purest lineages, those born of the desperate, incestuous pacts meant to preserve the old ways. The conflict was a cataclysm of ideologies, a battle of integration versus isolation fought with spiritual and terrestrial fury. But the products of incest, who had served the chalk and mud demons so faithfully, looked upon the chaos and saw their creator's weakness. In the pivotal moment of the war, they turned. They betrayed the chalk and mud demons, shattering the ancient power structures from within, not for the sake of the mixed peoples, but out of a contempt for progenitors who had led them to a spiritual dead end. The chalk and mud demons, facing annihilation, sent their final desperate petitions to the higher powers. They fell on deaf ears. The higher powers, intrigued by this new unpredictable development, chose to observe rather than intervene. The war ended not with a victor, but with a vacuum. Into this void stepped the rough demons. They claimed their spoils not in gold or territory, but in dominion. With a power that dwarfed the ancients, they became the undisputed rulers over all the old demons, the chalk, the mud, and their broken, incestuous progeny. The rough demons, beings of immense and indifferent force, did not rule with philosophy or spite, but with the unyielding logic of stone and earthquake. They did not build a new world, but a new path forward, one carved through raw power, where all old grievances and cosmic dramas were rendered irrelevant beneath the heel of the planet's true, slumbering masters.